Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos winner revealed. The Golden Bachelor paved the way for the first ever Golden Bachelorette. Joan Vassos, who left Jerry Turner's season early, was chosen as the lead and had 24 men to choose from. Now, she is down to the finale and the final two. So, who will she end up with? Keep reading to find out if Joan gets her happy ending. Joan Vassos, down to the final two. It started with 24 mansion men, and they were all vastly different. Joan Vassos had so many choices as the first Golden Bachelorette, which was daunting. She had left the Golden Bachelor early despite having a great connection with Jerry Turner, because her daughter needed her. It proved that she was very family-oriented, and that was what she wanted in her partner. At the same time, her heart still belonged to her late husband, John, who passed away in 2021. She loved him with her whole heart and started to wonder if she could be happy with another man. After eliminating 20 men, Joan went on 4 hometown dates. She really enjoyed time with Jordan Heller in Chicago, but felt his walls were up. Therefore, he was sent home, and the final 3 were headed to Tahiti. She chose Pascal Abbe, Chalk Chapel, and Guy Gansard. Pascal was exciting and reminded Joan of her late husband, whereas she and Chalk had a connection from the very beginning. Finally, there was Guy Gansard, who seemed very safe. Sadly, Pascal self-eliminated as he was not in love with Joan. This has crushed Joan Vassos, but now, her family is in Tahiti to meet the final 2. Fans are torn between the men as they shared on a Facebook page. I honestly don't even know who I want. I like them both. So whoever she ends up with, I just hope she is truly happy and in love. I want Guy, but think it's Chalk. Instead of the final being the typical 3 hours, it is only 90 minutes. Chalk has told Joan he loves her, but she wouldn't say it back. Then, Joan shocked everyone by letting Guy go. Joan chooses. The day Joan Vassos' children were supposed to meet Guy Gansard, she went to see him. She let him know that she had fallen for someone else and did not want to lead him on. So she has chosen Chalk Chapel, but will he propose to her? And more so, will she accept? He popped the question, and she said yes. In the end, Joan gave him a golden rose, but did they make it to after the rose? They did, and they are finally able to share their love with the world. Time will tell if it will last long term, but for now, they are on cloud 9. Under the fairy tale glow of string lights and a sky shimmering with stars, Joan Vassos, the luminous lead of the Golden Bachelorette, took her final steps in a journey that had captivated millions. With every rose she handed out and every heartfelt conversation she shared, Joan reminded viewers that love is timeless and just as exhilarating the second, or even third, time around. Tonight, after weeks of laughter, tears, and soul-bearing revelations, Joan stood before the man she believed to be her forever. The night was ripe with anticipation. The mansion, which had been witness to the drama, romance, and heartache of the season, had transformed into a magical setting for Joan's final decision. A grand gazebo, adorned with cascading flowers and flickering candles, awaited her choice. But before Joan could embrace her future, she had to reflect on the 2 men vying for her heart, Chalk Chapel and Pascal Abbe. Chalk Chapel, the charming retired firefighter from Denver, had been a fan favorite since night 1. His easy smile, warm demeanor, and way of making Joan laugh had endeared him to viewers. Chalk had shown Joan not only his heart, but also his vulnerability, sharing stories of loss and triumph that resonated deeply with her. "I've faced fires my whole life," Chalk told Joan during their final date, "but none of them compared to the fire you've lit in me." Pascal Abbe, on the other hand, was the mysterious silver-haired entrepreneur from Los Angeles whose suave exterior belied a deeply introspective side. While their connection had started slower, Pascal's poetic soul and ability to see Joan for who she truly was had created a bond neither could ignore. "You are a masterpiece," Pascal had said to Joan, as they stroll through an art gallery on their one-on-one date. And I want to be the man who spends the rest of his life cherishing every brushstroke. Before the big decision, Joan spent one last day with each suitor. Chalk's date was filled with adventure, a thrilling hot air balloon ride that offered panoramic views of the countryside, followed by a picnic where they reminisced about their journey. Chalk's easygoing nature shone as he reassured Joan of his intentions. "I don't just want to spend the golden years with you, Joan. I want to make them the best years of our lives." Pascal's date, in contrast, was a quiet and intimate affair. He invited Joan to a private beach where they watched the sunset and shared a candlelit dinner by the shore. Pascal's words carried weight as he expressed his feelings. "You've shown me that life isn't about finding perfection. It's about finding the person who makes every imperfect moment perfect." The families weigh in. Joan had met both men's families earlier in the season, and their opinions lingered in her mind. Chalk's daughters had embraced her with open arms, telling Joan that their father hadn't been this happy in years. "He lights up when he talks about you," one of them had said. Pascal's family, however, had been more cautious. His son had questioned whether Pascal was ready for such a commitment, but Joan had seen the love in their eyes when Pascal spoke about her. The final decision. As Joan stood in the gazebo, a mix of excitement and nerves flickered across her face. In her shimmering gold gown, she looked every bit the goddess of love that the show's title promised. The first to arrive was Pascal. His calm yet intense gaze met hers as he approached. "Pascal," Joan began, her voice steady but filled with emotion, "you've shown me a love that feels like poetry, a love that makes me believe in the magic of the universe. But sometimes, love is about what feels like home, and my heart has found its home elsewhere." Pascal, ever the gentleman, nodded. "Thank you, Joan, for showing me that love is possible again. I wish you nothing but happiness." With a kiss on the cheek and a graceful exit, Pascal left Joan to face her final moment with Chalk. When Chalk appeared, his face was a mix of hope and apprehension. Joan's smile widened as he stepped onto the platform. "Chalk," she said, tears glistening in her eyes, "from the moment you walked into my life, you've brought light, laughter, and a sense of safety I didn't know I needed. You've reminded me that it's never too late for a new adventure, and I want to take that adventure with you." Chalk's face lit up as Joan held out the final rose. "Joan," he said, his voice trembling, "I've been waiting my whole life for a woman like you, and I promise you'll never have to wait for me." He accepted the rose, and as they embraced, fireworks lit up the night sky. A love for the ages. The season finale of The Golden Bachelorette wasn't just about Joan finding love. It was a testament to the enduring power of hope, resilience, and vulnerability. As Joan and Chalk shared their first dance under the stars, the world watched, hearts swelling with joy. For Joan, this wasn't the end of her story. It was a beautiful new beginning. She had proven that love, at any stage of life, is worth the leap of faith. As the credits rolled, the last image was of Joan and Chalk walking hand in hand, their laughter mingling with the night breeze. And so the golden glow of their love became a beacon of inspiration for anyone daring to believe that their best chapters are still ahead.